Okay, welcome. We're here at Module 1 at Cedar Brae. This area here is designed for a lot of putting, and we've done that in a way because we wanted it to be fairly flat. Very small, subtle changes here. Anything from 1 to about 3% in this little area. Obviously, we have a little hill here for a little bit of an effect if we want to create some left to righters and right to lefters. But all in all, this little section is going to be perfect for you warming up and wanting to work on your putting for the day. Okay, we're here on Module 1 at Cedar Brae. This is right beside the tee box, and I want to show you the best way to use this area and maximize your time when you come to the course. The great thing about this area here is we've tried to make it have very subtle slopes, not a lot of undulation. If you notice and you're looking for sort of fairly straight putts, you'll always find them uphill here. These are always going to be fairly straight putts, so you'll always be able to manage that. You want a little bit, we're going to be over here, some left to rights, but very minimal, only about 1% in this spot here, and obviously our right to left here. So we wanted it to have some break, but nothing too crazy for when you're practicing. Again, if we move over into this area here for putting, we're going to have a few slopes, but nothing too demanding. We wanted to make sure that it looked very similar to what you would find on the golf course. Maybe a little hump here, hump there, but all in all, this is a good place to train your putting. Now, on this little section, you'll always be able to find a flat putt. You'll often see the players on tour standing like this here, and what they're doing is they're trying to figure out the different slopes. And then coming over, we put this little hump here just so we could have something a little bit more dramatic so you could really feel the difference between flat, 1%, 2%, and 3%. And the great thing about Module 1, it's really designed to give you some nice, friendly options. So I've got some little discs here as well. If I'm off the golf course here, I can be down here and I could just putt it up the hill. A really nice option for you when you're down to this. Or I can putt it this way, running it up to the hole. So I've got some nice options here where I can putt some ones uphill, but then I can move over to the other side here and some basic shots, and I can just go ahead and have some downhill putts. So just some very basic stuff that I can get out of this time on the golf course. Basic shots. I love putting here around this green. I think it's a really nice option in the Module 1 area. And when you're on the golf course, you don't always have to grab wedge. So another shot that we really like to play, especially from short-sided here, is if I just take a step back, is just something more like a lower lofted club. I'm not even going to try to hit it onto the green here. I'm just going to let it run through the grass. I've got a 9-iron here. I'm just going to let it run up to the hole. Simple. We're looking for something just a little bit longer. We can move over here and work our way back towards the tee box. Not much undulation, straight up the hill. Very, very nice and easy. So I'd play like almost like a little bump and run shot here. I have a 9-iron and I could just go ahead and roll it up there. A nice way to start your day, just working on some really basic chip and runs. Obviously we could putt it like we showed you. We could hit a little 9-iron bump and run. But if you're feeling a little more adventurous and you want to just try to lob it up onto the green, you know, we're going to go with a more lofted club approach from this section here and just work. There's no real obstacles in the way here. It's a very, very flat, gradual uphill shot. So very much what you would get on the golf course, green from back to front, uphill. And all I'm trying to do is just launch this golf ball onto the green and just let it run up there beside the hole. This is a spot that I actually think is really well positioned right beside the tee, and what I've got is a couple of different putts that I can have. Obviously I can have a very subtle right to left and left to right. When I'm warming up for the day, I'm getting in here, I'm just working on that nice little subtle, pretty straight there. It's probably only left edge, so this section is actually pretty flat. If you need it to break a little bit, we can just move slightly higher up the hill. You'll start to introduce this slope and we'll start to create a little bit more of a right to left and left to right. Again, trying to get used to the speed for the day. You can come up here to the top of this little ridge and work on your speed control down the hill. We're always going to get above the hole even though we don't want to. So we want to be able to practice our uphill, downhill, left to right and right to left. This little part on Module 1 is a great spot to work on your putting. And the greatest thing is once you've finished your putting, you're right beside the first tee. Walk over, tee off, and enjoy your day.